Today I wanted to quickly talk about the journey that I've taken more than 1,800 women on over the last sort of 9 years on retreat in Bali, and what the process is that I use. So my retreat was a mental health retreat. I don't work in with serious mental health very often these days, but it was a mental health retreat for people who were pretty broken. I always used to say stuck, not broken, and some were stuck, but there are a lot that were broken as well. And when I first started off this retreat, I copped a lot of flack from the industry about the process that I put together. It was built on my own personal experience, dealing with anxiety and moving myself fairly quickly through this natural or holistic process of kind of healing the whole person. And when I put my retreat programs together, I had therapists tell me it was ridiculous and it wouldn't work. And then all of a sudden they started referring to us because we would send the clients back and they were like, wow. Even the team members that, worked with me, naturopaths, GPs, psychologists, counselors, were always really shocked at the effect of really healing the whole person. So when it comes to balance in your life and becoming unstuck, and not just balance, really, really flourishing, I wanted to share with you the process that I actually use over 7 days, because a lot of people think, oh my God, I have to rectify, there's so many issues in different life areas for me to become balanced. And it is not true. Do not underestimate your potential to make profound changes if you make small switches or changes in multiple life areas, because they each start to affect each other. So sometimes I think, oh my God, I have to completely change the diet, I have to completely lose weight, I have to exercise every day. And again, we're being really hard on ourselves by kind of setting ourselves up to fail by making balance this big thing that is unachievable, as opposed to what if I just made little small changes in each area. And this is what I used to do on retreat, is that I would just focus on key life areas that needed the most attention and make small changes. So the first thing that I start with when I work with anybody, and we do this over 7 days, so I'm going to give you the 7 steps, is that we start with the end in mind, because if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. And I get very real with people about what the actual problem is, and there are not a lot of therapists that do this well. They'll make an assumption on what they think the problem is. They won't keep asking until you get real on what it is you're really missing. Because sometimes we think that the problems are all the external events and people and things around us that are causing us stress, whereas it's actually something that we're deeply missing on the inside that we're seeking. And that is what I focus on, is starting on filling that void of what you know is actually missing in your life. And sometimes it's not the structural thing. Sometimes they have to shift and change. But most of the time there's something in here that you feel that you're deeply missing. Balancing the body first is step 2. I won't work with anyone unless you first work with your body. Because if you do not get the clarity and the energy and the focus that you want, you'll never be able to fix any of the other life areas properly. You will always be dragged back down because your health will get in the way. The energy will be missing. The sleep won't be right. The hormones are a problem. You're not getting enough nutrients. Your digestion is affecting your mental health. There are so many areas in there that if we make one small change in the dietary area, and it doesn't need to be, huge dietary change, but once you understand the power that the body has over the mind, people are ready to make shifts and changes in that area. Step 3 is that something else with the physical and the body is obviously exercise that is nurturing for mental health, as opposed to exercise that is stripping the body and that we find hard, almost like a self-punishment. I also don't believe in any guesswork. So when we work with the body, I'm very thorough about no guesswork. 3, balancing the mind with compassion, presence, and fun. So I just did a video on being playful with being hard on yourself. And it's something that I really have a lot of fun with, is working with the mind in a fun way where we can really build this amazing sense of compassion for ourselves, becoming our own mother, our own friend, and keeping it really fun, because working with the mind can sometimes get very serious, and we really want to keep it fun and playful. The 4th thing that I do is starting to get into the soul's desires and dreams, which is my favorite aspect of working with people. And a lot of people with depression and anxiety, I'm like, I can't focus on my dreams, I need to fix myself first. And it's like, well, there's actually the problem. The problem is, I believe that the healing is in the doing of your dreams. I believe the healing is in the living of those dreams. Who is depressed when they're living their dreams, when they're living with passion and they're living with purpose? Nobody. That has a massive effect on your mind if you go after those dreams and you tap into your soul's desires, and it has a huge impact on your physical health. So I really spend a lot of time on souls and, soul's desires and dreams and chasing a vision, and living and seeing and breathing that vision as if it is real every day until it starts to feel natural and it starts to show up. Putting that dream into action in small daily steps rather than creating plans that overwhelm us. It's small daily steps. It starts with the intention that you have here. It starts with visualizing that dream. It starts with trusting the universe has your back, and then all of a sudden you're moving in that direction. But it requires small action steps. It requires willingness, commitment, responsibility, and work it. You've got to work it if you want those dreams. Taking effective action and then going big. So once we've got the small steps in place, which people do on retreat, they have to take small steps of action straight away. Not, I'll plan it for when I get home. It happens today. We then look at going big, going deep, and serving. Okay, so when we really get into purpose and passion and soul's desires, we look at how we can serve the world with them. Chances are you're doing something with your life that doesn't involve using your skills combined with your heart and your head, so your hands, your heart, and your head, as opposed to, some people are just using their head, some people just using their heart, and some people just using their hands. We want to combine all three. Giving back. The next thing that we focus on is if I can create all of these little butterfly effect changes in my life, and I can create my life to be this way, I can now give back to others. I have the time, the energy, and the heartfelt, wholehearted living experience to be able to share that with others in some way. So those are the 7 ways that I work with people. And I do this on my online programs as well. We cover, we walk you through the same process step by step. And this is really important, is to have your steps put in the right order. Often therapists don't give tools, they give advice. You need actual education, not advice. You need education and tools, but they must be in the right order. Otherwise, that butterfly effect that I'm talking about, it doesn't happen. Okay, so they have to be put in the right order. So tools is one thing that I focus on. The second thing that I focus on is love, support, and accountability. No one will get anywhere without true love, true support, and someone to cover their back and to keep an eye on them. And all women need this. Even if it's your friends, your co-workers, a coach, whatever it is that everyone needs accountability, but they need support. And this is missing in modern age therapy. You need to be able to love that person that you're working with. You need to be able to share your own stories of vulnerability, because we're all human beings living this shared experience. And this is really missing in therapy. Therapists that wrap their arms around a client and share their own personal story. There are whole bodies and frameworks of therapy that don't allow this, and it's something that I chose a long time ago to ignore, and it showed because I had a bond with my clients that is unbreakable, because that the love, that true absolute acceptance and understanding and love. Even over a screen, like right now, it's the oil of healing, and it's what motivates us and inspires us to go deeper in our lives if we know someone is really there, really understanding. And so I hope it's been really helpful for you to understand the journey that I take with everybody and how you can take this same journey. I've helped literally hundreds of women one-on-one in person do it in record time, and online as well, working from the comfort of their own home. It never takes as long as we think to make profound changes if you have the tools in the right order and the support to get you there. You need that support, you need that inspiration. No one can go and make changes on their own. I have coaches, I have mentors, I am constantly learning from other people, and we have to have that if we want to get where we're going. Life is too short to not have this ability to create it exactly how we want it to be, and it's entirely possible if we just get rid of this kind of thinking that it's too big and it's too hard, because it's not. Okay, and I always trusted in the process and trusted the team around me and trusted in the strength of an individual person. So tell me today in the comments below what key area it is that you think you could make the most changes in now that would have the greatest effect on all of your other life areas. Think of all the different areas in your life and think, if I just made one small change here, what effect would that have on me? Share that with me and share this with anyone that you know who needs a little bit of inspiration if they're looking towards, making some changes in regards to balance and beyond in their life. Have a great day.